Do you set new goals at the beginning of the year, but you gave up because it is just too difficult? This seems pretty common for us, but why does this happen? If you are struggling to stay consistent with your goals, this video is right for you because we are talking about Atomic Habits written by James Clear, an easy and proven way to build good habits and to break bad ones. This video is divided in 6 parts and the timestamps are in the description below, so feel free to skip to the parts that you are interested in. Why habits matter in achieving your goals? It is because success is a product of daily habits and not once-in-a-lifetime transformation. It is the little things that you do every day and your outcomes are a lagging measure of your habits. James Clear states that habits are the compound interest of self-improvement. It is the accumulation of the small 1% improvements which finally results in significant improvements. This graph shows the power of tiny gains, and this is how it works. If you can get 1% better each day for 1 year, you will end up 37 times better by the time you are done. At the same time, if you get just 1% worse each day for 1 year, you will be near to zero by the time you are done. As James said, time magnifies the margin between success and failure. It will multiply whatever you feed it. Good habits make your time ally, bad habits make your time enemy. At this point, you might be thinking, if this is true, why most people don't have great habits? Why people fail to build good habits and break bad ones? Here's why. Habits often appear to make no difference until you cross a critical threshold and unlock a new level of performance. If you find yourself struggling to build a good habit or break a bad one, it is not because you have lost your ability to improve. It is often because you have not yet crossed what James calls plateau of latent potential. Now, this term may sound difficult to understand, but it is actually pretty simple. What we think is that we expect things should be linear, represented by the straight line, but what actually happens is the results are often delayed. In the early and middle stages, there is often the valley of disappointment, which is where you feel that you are not going anywhere. This is where most people will give up on their goals. In order to make a meaningful difference, habits need to persist long enough to break through the plateau of latent potential in order to see remarkable results. Why shouldn't we focus on goals? The first reason is achieving a goal is only a momentary change. Imagine you have a messy room and your goal is to clean it. You might have the motivation to get yourself cleaning your room, but the results are only temporary. It is because if your behavior of getting your room messy doesn't get fixed in the first place, your room will be messy again soon. The point is, achieving a goal only changes your life for the moment. The second reason is goal restrict your happiness. I think many of us will have this thought of, once I reach my goal, then I'll be happy. You're not giving yourself the permission to be happy when you are in the process of pursuing your goal, which is not good. The third reason is goals are at odds with long-term progress. Many runners work hard for months, but as soon as they cross the finish line, they stop training. The race is no longer there to motivate them. When all of your hard work is focused on your goal, what is left to push you forward after you achieve it? At this point, you might think goals are useless, but James Clear said that none of this is to say that goals are useless. He found that goals are good for planning your progress and systems are good for actually making progress. Okay, then what is system? Why is system important? System is important because goals are about the results you want to achieve. Systems are the processes that lead to those results, so that is why we should focus more on systems. Goals are good for setting a direction, but systems are the best for making progress. It is the system that is used to achieve the goal. For example, the goal of a basketball player is to win the championship. The system is the way he organizes his practice every day. James says that true long-term thinking is goalless thinking. It is not about any single accomplishment. It is about the cycle of continuous improvement. Ultimately, it is your commitment to the process that will determine your progress. Here's a quote by James that explains the difference. The purpose of setting goals is to win the game. The purpose of building systems is to continue playing the game. Hey guys, my name is Kuan Wei and thanks for watching this video. If you like my content, please smash the like button because it really means a lot to me. That's all from me, and let's continue with the video. What is the best way to behavioral change? Let me introduce you the 3 layers of behavior change. The first layer is changing our outcomes. This level is concerned with changing our results, such as winning a competition. Most of the goals we set are associated with this level of change. The second layer is changing your process. This level is concerned with changing your habits and systems, such as implementing a new routine at the gym. The third and the deepest layer is changing your identity. This level is concerned with changing your beliefs and self-image, which is your judgment about yourself. Most of the beliefs and assumptions you hold are associated with this level. A lot of people are in the first layer, which is changing outcomes by setting goals, and then we work our way into second layer and third layer. However, the better alternative is to build identity-based habits. This will reverse the process by starting with the third layer, and then we work our way into second layer and the first layer. With this approach, we start by focusing on who we wish to become. It is because behavior that is incongruent with the self will not last. For example, you might want to be better in public speaking, but if your identity is someone who is always shy and introvert, then you will continue to be pulled towards of not doing it rather than just try to do more public speaking. So, ask yourself who you want to become is a much better way of changing your behavior, because the ultimate form of intrinsic motivation is when a habit becomes part of your identity. It is a simple 2-step process. Decide the type of person you want to be. Prove it to yourself with small wins. For example, if you want to become stronger, become the type of person who never misses a workout. Prove it to yourself by doing push-ups 3 times a week and try to not miss out any of the workouts. How to build a habit. Any habit can be broken down into a feedback loop that involves 4 steps: cue, craving, response, and reward, which repeats over and over again. They form an endless cycle every moment in your life. The cue triggers your brain to initiate a behavior. It is a bit of information that predicts a reward. Cravings are the second step of the habit loop, and they are the motivational force behind every habit. Without some level of motivation or desire, we have no reason to act. The third step is the response. The response is the actual habit you perform, and the last is reward, which is the end goal of every habit. Based on this, the process of building a habit can be divided into 4 simple steps, and it is called the 4 laws of behavior change. The first law is to make it obvious, which relates to the cue part. It is because the environment is the invisible hand that shapes human behavior. Design our environment such that we make the cues of good habits become obvious to us. If you want to read a book, put the book beside your bed and don't keep it in your bookshelf, because most of the time we will forget about the book. The second law is to make it attractive, which relates to the craving part. Temptation bundling is one way to make your habits more attractive. The strategy is to pair an action you want to do with an action you need to do. For example, I think running is boring, but I like to listen music. So I went to buy a cheap wireless Bluetooth earpiece so that I can listen to music when I'm running, and I will be more probably to stick with my exercise routine. The third law is to make it easy. Try to reduce the friction associated with our good habits. If you want to do 50 push-ups, start with 5 a day first. Make it tiny and as easy as possible, because you want to make it so easy that you can't say no to it. You can always add more as it becomes part of your habit. The fourth law is to make it satisfying. James calls this the cardinal rule of behavior change. What is immediately rewarded is repeated. What is immediately punished is avoided. Reward yourself immediately after completing your new habits, because most of the time, the rewards of good habits are delayed. We are more likely to repeat a behavior when the experience is satisfying. We can conclude that the first 3 laws, which are obvious, attractive, and easy, is to increase the probability of the habit happening once. The fourth law of satisfying affects how likely you will repeat the habit. To break bad habits, just do the complete opposite of it. Make sure it is invisible, not attractive, hard, and not satisfying. It is just that simple. This book taught me that we should focus on identity-based habits, which is focusing on who we wish to become. This gives us a better mindset of starting a new habit. At the same time, the 4 laws of behavior change are the strategies to increase the probability of actually doing the habit itself. Remember to leave a comment below what are the habits you are trying to build or to get rid of. Hope this video helps you. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.